You're up. We're wrapping up the October 2023 readings. We got you and Aries left. Aries I'll do a little bit after this, and then I will post for patrons all of the recordings, including the Capricorn one that got cut off when I was getting sick. It was like, this is not consumable for the public, not suitable for public consumption, I should say. Still tail ends of the cold. It's not, I don't test if it's COVID. Who fucking cares at this point? Anyone you know who's gotten COVID over the past few months, it's a cold. All right. I'm sorry if that's inconvenient. We'll see if there's any ghost stuff today. The past few readings, the camera has been picking up something on either side of me. Don't know why. Pretty weird stuff. But, you know, Taurus, let's get to you. Enough about me. We're doing a Celtic cross this time around. And, yeah, these have ended up being a little bit shorter than the original ones, which I think is fine. Like, A, I think I'm talking a little bit faster. B, they take as long as they take. Sometimes it's different. Sometimes, you know, I'll have someone sign up for a personal, like, 15-minute reading, and it lasts 30, 40 minutes. I don't judge. So if they're a little bit shorter than they were, tis what it is, okay? Taurus, this month, okay, you got Venus doing its thing for you, but you got to be kind of gracious in order to receive all the lovey-dovey, wonderful energy from Venus. Of course, we have eclipse season starting. We could say all of October is eclipse season, but really, that's not how I have the lighter here, eh? But there's the Libra new moon solar eclipse, and then there's the big doozy in your sign in Taurus on October 28th, which is the full moon lunar eclipse. And that's going to bring up a lot of what October is about is like really embracing the best version of yourself. And I know that sounds cliche and it sounds like overly saccharine and like a platitude in some ways, but sometimes there are months or periods of time where that's easier to do than others. I think that's undeniable. Have you ever found, like, you know, you're trying to make a substantial life change. You've used the imaginal techniques. You used everything you possibly can to get attuned to the frequency of that which you desire. But sometimes it's just like a little bit harder, right, than other times. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world if something takes a little bit longer or there's something that is more auspicious of a time for something than the others. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means, like, how much energy do you want to be expending and putting into something in order to make something appear, right? And that's what we're talking about. And October is this month to kind of like step into new being. Really universally, you know, this is the 11th one I've done. We started with Pisces this month. Really universally across signs. Some stronger than others. But absolutely, like, this is the time to step into your own power and stop sacrificing yourself for doing things you don't want to do. Okay. Mars is entering Scorpio for about 6 weeks in in October. This opposes your Taurian energy. So it's just where they are in the chart. They're across from each other. So you get oppositions in those signs and houses. I want to point out that Scorpio season is very intense this year. You got Mars, Mercury moving into Scorpio, and you also have Pluto going direct, which is the ruling planet of Scorpio. So there is a lot of this turnover, death, transformation, alchemical energy going on, especially towards the latter part of the month when everything is in Scorpio, including the sun. Not everything, but those planets and the sun. So practicing radical honesty with yourself first and then expressing that to other people is going to behoove you. There's nothing beneficial by holding back. If you're the type of person to hold back for comfort's sake, that isn't going to get it done. Okay? It's not going to work. It probably isn't your power zone anyway. This is the final eclipse, by the way. Speaking of that eclipse on the 28th, for over 9 years. And this is the first break you'll have had in at least a couple years. So you're probably likely to experience a breakthrough when it comes to your self-development and enlightenment journey, your ascension journey, because this is like a long transition through eclipses every year for you. And you get a long break now without having eclipses falling in your sign. So, you know, take advantage of that and kind of let that alchemical process of change, transformation, rebirth really take over and allow you to show you who you are and what's going on. If you've been burning the candle at both ends, you're going to probably feel pretty burnt out at this point. Just like it's hard to keep that type of energy expansion up. This eclipse could be the wake-up call you need to start prioritizing the important things in your life. It can get very easy to focus on what the responsibilities and accountabilities you have in front of your face at any given time. But if you don't prioritize what actually you're here for, what actually excites you, which actually gets you going, or you just lose touch with that completely, things can get very wonky. So you have to honor what it is you're supposed to be doing and really prioritize that. That can become difficult as time goes on and you build up other responsibilities and accountabilities. I know for me with kids, like that was a big eye opener. It's like there comes a point, I think, in every parent's life, I'm sure there's many other things I have yet to experience as well, where you just have to go like, yeah, my kids are going to be taken care of. They're in the situation. They get what they need. But I have to start doing something for myself here. If I don't, I will lose my identity. I think this is much harder for mothers, especially because there's such an immediate bond between mother and child. But even for fathers, like you have to prioritize your own stuff at a certain point. Or like what use of you are you to the familial unit or to the people around you or to yourself, most importantly, okay? So this is like a closing chapter for you at the end of the month. That's really fucking cool. You should be proud of that. You should be happy for that. It's probably been a pretty turbulent chapter. Eclipse season is never easy. It is processing things that are unseen. Shadow material. Shadow is not negative. It's just stuff maybe that you don't really take a look at and is kind of in the dark for you. And the integration of that can be very powerful and very useful. Okay. Yeah, you may have to reorganize your schedule for new opportunities to maintain your mental and physical wellness. This is like really changing your day-to-day life, right? What it is you're doing on a regular basis, shifting that up, changing that up, honoring what it is you want your days to look like. All right. Okay, sorry for the sniffles. I'm, tail end. What did I get sick like Monday? I don't remember. Tuesday? I think Monday. So yeah, it's Saturday. I'll be better tomorrow when the Dolphins win against the Bills. It's happening. Celtic Cross 10-card spread. I will explain each position this month, and we will go from there. Present situation. Two of Swords. This implies that like this is your decision making mode, right? And when it's reversed, that's good. We like to see that. That is that turnover energy. That is that ability to move past situations that haven't felt really like they're for your benefit and really recognizing that a decision needed to be made to kind of put a stop to that or to step into a more aligned way of being. And this is good. We like the Two of Swords reverse. Two of Swords upright, it's like a very untenable situation, right? Again, very much related to the moon and your emotions. It's just, that's a tough one. Reverse, we like. It's like the overcoming of that. And I think that is the present situation you probably find yourself in as October starts tomorrow, right? So we're doing this on the 30th. Challenge. Yeah, being able to find that place of contentment, that house on the hill, that harmony that exists, the loving kind of union that comes from getting what you feel like you deserve and seeing that play out and experiencing the joy of fulfillment. That may not have been so easy for you to kind of tap into recently, maybe even the past couple of eclipse years, right? So 2 years of eclipses hitting your sign is no joke. Taurus also represents the physical world, the material world. So recognizing that, there have been dramatic changes over the past couple of years, to say the least, in the physical world, and kind of not being, for a lot of people, not being able to tap into that sense of kind of balance or harmony or fulfillment. Not everyone, not for the whole time, but that's certainly been, a thing, a vibe. Yeah. There it is. That's funny. I was reading one of the other notes, and it's like, this lunation alongside the expansive planet Jupiter is the time of a major spiritual growth and release. And there we get right here the High Priestess, right? Light, dark, intuitive wisdom, feminine wisdom. Very, very powerful card. One of my favorite cards in the tarot. Just like the divine feminine, right? Think of that. And this has certainly been such a huge part of where you've been and where you've come, finding it in the past position. And really kind of coming to terms with that and letting this month of October be the culmination of that energy is going to bring us into the future energy, which we'll see in a second. But just honor that feminine, intuitive, subconscious wisdom has really been driving kind of your life experience almost more than anything else. We'll see what the conscious mind says, but you know, it's a powerful driving force. Future, look at this, Taurus. I'm telling you, it's a good one. Four of Wands, right? Harmony, union, joining together, the merging of the masculine and the feminine, fulfillment again. And this is destined for your future. I say future in the sense that it doesn't imply duration, time or duration. It doesn't mean it is going to be this far into the future. It doesn't mean it is going to last this long. It just means an energy that can be expected coming up on the unpainted canvas of your future, right? As opposed to the vague recollections and maybe vivid recollections of your past, and then the current now, which we tend to experience everything, right? Kind of, even in dreams. Yeah, it's weird, right? So four of Wands here, you know, especially things related to passion, but union, harmony. We love this card. Let's see what's going on in your conscious mind. King of Pentacles, a very Taurian card here. We'll point that out with the bull, the Toro bull. Listen, this is great. This means you are aware of not luxury, but comfort in abundance, right? This does not have to do specifically always with material abundance, but of course, Pentacles, it is an earth sign, but just your abundance here in physical reality, things being well, things turning out the right way, things working kind of in your direction to be comfortable and be comfortable in that comfort, right? That is also a challenge for a lot of people. They get a comfortable situation and lo and behold, they start to feel guilty. They start to feel bad, or they worry when it's going to go away. But being comfortable in that has certainly been in your mind. And let's see what your subconscious is pushing out. Great card in the subconscious reverse. 5 of Cups is like being able to move past a situation, not crying over spilt milk. It's a wonderful card to find in this position. Again, it's another kind of one you like to see in reversal. You know, people are like, well, I don't use reversals because sometimes they can be so negative or whatever. I just think you're being lazy because it is useful to see when things come out reversed. But also, like, what if you get the 2 of Swords or the 5 of Cups upright? Is that a pleasant card to be crying over spilt milk? It's not really about that, right? It's about just the energies as they come and where they're coming from. So you're being able to kind of overcome a situation in which you felt things hadn't gone right, but yet not noticing in that situation that there was plenty of opportunity and a clear path to home in the background. You know, you're past that. You're not going to cry over spilt milk. You're not going to look at a situation like something has gone terribly wrong and you can't get over it, and however will you move on. The subconscious is really ushering in a new way of being. Let's see what your advice is. The World reversed. It's still kind of an upside down, topsy-turvy, right? This is totally like portal energy too, by the way, the World, right? Can you get more with the 4 cardinal signs there? So listen, the deal is like, yeah, the world is still kind of wonky. We see the Ouroboros, right? The infinity sign of the world. This is just like kind of reflecting back that maybe your external reality won't immediately show the shift that you are going through, and just roll with it. If things are weird, if things are kind of upside down, if they don't seem to make sense during the month of October, just roll with the punches. This also can be some resistance to allowing things to be, right? If you've made an internal change or are attempting to make an internal change, and it's really stuck, it's like it's stuck in a positive sense, like it's hitting you, you know, you can tend to walk through situations a little bit easier and with like a clearer mind and clearer conscience. However, if there is some resistance, if there is some kind of, I don't want to go there, I don't want to think about that, I don't know what I'm going to do, that can tend to delay the inevitability of that showing up, right? Just be aware of any feelings that you may still be dealing with. It's okay. External situation. Yep. 8 of this makes sense too, but this is an overcoming of that 8 of Swords, right? This is kind of making a situation harder on yourself than it needs to be, and not being able to necessarily see that although there is a way forward, it may not be like a red carpet is rolled out for you, but nevertheless, the path is there. There also may be some resistance to moving forward. There is some self-imprisonment energy going on. There is some inability to kind of move past it. But again, the overall resounding sign here, or that's not the word I'm looking for, resounding signal here is that, you know, take off the blindfold. unbind yourself. It's not as hard as you think it is to do, and then just walk forward, whatever the conditions are. Okay, so I think there might be, especially during eclipse season for you, Taurus, there might be a lot of these internal kind of very purge-like spiritual like growth not opportunities, but like you're going to be going through this stuff, but you might not see that reflected back out in the world immediately. Like sometimes we go through a very powerful internal state shift and we think, oh, well, tomorrow it's a brand new day. It's all going to be different. You know, the world will shine and all these synchronicities will flow into my life. And it doesn't happen. And you go like, what the fuck? I know I made this internal shift. You may be kind of going through some of that in October. It's okay. Let's see what the outcome, let's see what the hopes and fears are here. Yeah, balance being a key one. 6 card, 6 of Pentacles. A very Libran card, right, with the scales. You know, hopes are that things are balanced and you're on even footing and that you honor your emotional and kind of intellectual sides equally, that you don't overreact or over push in one direction. This is very important also for Taurus, right? Venus rules both Libra and Taurus. You know, you want to have your feet on the ground. You want to be in the world. The physical does mean a lot to you. So making sure that you're tethered to that reality and have this intimate balance is really a hope, right? It's something that you really desire to have kind of come through. On the flip side, that's a big fear, right? It's that you maybe get too untethered or so grounded that you get stuck and stagnant, or you just get so caught up in tunnel vision or in something that you can't even see a way out. So it's both of those energies. That's why it's hopes and fears there. And finally, let's see the outcome for October. Page of Pentacles reversed, right? A new path is being presented to you within the world, right, of physicality. A new way of kind of moving and working with the world. Again, this may not be abundantly clear to you what that is in October. October is kind of like the step into new you, trying it on for size, seeing how it works out, seeing how you react to things, seeing how you don't react to things. It's like a setup stage for like the rest of not only the year, but probably most of 2024, if not a longer time period than that. Again, this is a very big closing of the chapter for you here. With the last of the eclipse season for 9 years in your sign. There's still eclipse season, don't worry, everyone gets the benefit of those, but like in your sign is like a double whammy of energy, and it can be very difficult to deal with. So, you know, as you embark on this path, you don't have to have it all figured out right now. That's not the goal. The goal isn't to have it all figured out immediately. That would take a lot of the fun out of figuring it out and magical synchronicities and wonderful things happening and coming into your life. But ultimately, like, that's just not how things work, really. Like, yes, there are instant manifestations, there are instant things that happen, but, you know, typically for major shifts, they take a little bit. And if you look at the major shifts of your life, you probably see that that's clearly true, right? It is not one of these situations where, you know, your identity shifted overnight. It was probably a process. Even if the culmination of that was rather quick and dramatic, it's still probably took a period of like a month, 2 months, 3 months. So it's all good in the hood. A lot of pentacles for you, Taurus. That's good. It's a good month. Higher perspective. I think a lot of that is what this comes down to, is that integration of being able to see, you know, what is actually going on from a bird's eye perspective, not from necessarily the narrow confines of your individual perspective, siphon down to what you think is going on, right? Does that make sense? Get wild, right? Let yourself go a little bit this month too. Have some fun. Don't let yourself go in like a physical way. Like, don't like treat your body like shit, but like get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Just kind of like feel a little free. Dance to some music. Go out to nature. Have some fun with friends. Like, very important for you, Taurus. You're a very sociable sign. It's important to be out there, right? And sacred sexuality. See how that fits into your aspect of life, right? That union, that merging both in the physical and the spiritual is incredibly important, right? That is what creates everything. It's the union of masculine and feminine in every possible sense of the word that really brings out some, you know, sex magic is very important. You don't need a partner to do sex magic. It's nice, but you don't need one. So just remember that is a big part of your being, and to deny that usually does not lead to positive results. So you can start hiding. Then that it hides in the shadow area of your personality. And we don't want that. Nothing is wasted. Number 63 card. Just like don't leave any meat on the bone. You know what I mean? Like use everything as fodder, as grist for the mill, as Ram Dass would say, for kind of your ascension, for just recognizing what's going on. Any situation comes your way, you can deal with it. Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true. Big time vibe, number 20 card. We're living in the age of this and that are true, right? It's a transitional period where many things are true. Some people are saying there's no such thing as facts anymore, that, you know, people can lie, all this stuff we saw come to the surface over the past few years, really past like 6-7 years. But it's just the way it is. That means the final impetus, the final decision-making, like, arbiter is you. How are you going to... Can you hold paradox in your mind? Can you hold that two things are true at the same time? That can be a challenge for people, right? Try to play around with that, because this month's going to present a lot of that energy. And then take a leap of faith, Grasshopper Spirit, number 30 card. You just got to go. You got to go sometimes. I don't think this is like... I really don't think you have much of a choice, to be honest. I think this month just kind of forces you into dramatic upwards ascension level change. But, you know, it does require some effort. It does require some kind of desire to have that happen. This isn't a forced activity by any means. But, yeah, you got to kind of put in that energy and, like, let it happen. You know, take that leap of faith. Taurus, this has been a good one. I really do sense that this is a very good month for you overall. The planets are in your favor. Yes, there's eclipses. Yes, there's Scorpio season. Yes, blah, 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 that opposes you. Whatever. It's fine. It's no big deal. You got this shit. All right, I will do Aries in a little bit. Then I will wrap these up and put them in a folder and Dropbox for everyone to download and watch or stream at their leisure. Okay, guys, I will see you soon. Bye.